Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold Fans channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for B&B. Dr. John Finnegan has a guilty conscience. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter may find an unexpected ally. Is Dr. John Finnegan, her biological son, beginning to feel sorry for the villain? More significantly, if he protects Queen Steffi, will she serve him with divorce papers? Sheila Carter tugs at Finn's heartstrings according to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful. Dr. Finn will begin to reconsider his position on Sheila Carter and Deacon Sharp next week. Thanks to his wife's mother Taylor Hayes, Finn could hardly maintain his composure when his mother boasted to him about how wonderful their marriage was. Finn is aware of the reality. Taylor is most clearly not mending their marriage, and Deacon is merely buying time until he finds a way to divorce Sheila without getting killed. Finn's guilt is catching up with him according to B&B teasers. Steffi Forrester has made it very apparent what would happen if Finn attempts to get close to his problematic biological mother. It won't work if the good doctor tries to tell his wife that Sheila has changed or that she has a right to be angry about her husband in his therapy. Finn is the most devoted husband we have seen on Bold and Beautiful in a long time, and he has always had a strong moral compass. How long, though, can he allow his naive mother to be set up for heartache? B&B spoilers. Will Elektra be upset about Katie's new job for Dylan? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Melissa Dillon and Will Spencer may be hired by Katie Logan Spencer. Will Elektra Forrester become more agitated and concerned about her relationship as a result of the Logan's new jobs? Elektra and Will did discuss hiring Melissa Dillon. Elektra and will discuss potential employment opportunities for Dylan at Forrester Creations with Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Sadly, Steffi had to give the receptionist job to someone else, so it didn't work out. Dylan may apply for an internship, but in order to make money fast, she really needs a legitimate employment. Could Katie take over and offer Dylan a fantastic job? There may be a place for Dylan at Logan because of her many talents and abilities as an artist, and Katie is ready to put together a team as soon as possible. Will might eventually tell his mother that Melissa Dillon would be a perfect fit and push her to show Katie some of her work. Given that Katie is looking for new, original ideas to make Logan stand out, she might readily agree after reviewing it. She might soon find herself employed at the Logan offices if she satisfies all of Katie's requirements. Even though Elektra is relieved to be getting paid at last, an unforeseen development could turn everything upside down. Given the tension created by Katie's fashion firm, it makes sense that Will would be concerned about his job security at Forrester Creations. Rich Forrester essentially told Will that he did not hold him responsible for his parents' behavior. Will has nothing to do with the situation surrounding Katie, and Rich doesn't think Will is similar to his disturbed father, Bill Spencer. But according to B&B spoilers, trouble is probably coming. Will might defend his mother and walk away if he overhears Rich disparaging Katie. If Will decides to join it, a perfectly nice Spencer empire is waiting for him. Will may choose to work for Bill at Spencer Publications, but Katie might persuade him to use his experience in the fashion industry to help her launch Logan. Will may also choose to work for his mother. You can be certain that Elektra will be enraged if Will and Dylan band together at Logan. Elektra might have serious problems if Dylan and Will were to share a workstation without her. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Dylan will cause far more serious issues in the coming weeks. Thus, be on the lookout for any potential split rumors between Elektra and Will. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Does dashing Deke help a fan favorite get out of the closet? Harrison Cohn was the ideal actor for their first gay-male relationship, and Deke Sharp was a fantastic addition to the cast of The Bold and the Beautiful. However, there are no more gay males on the canvas now that he is aware that Remy Sharp is a sociopath. There are rumors that the CBS soap opera may be pulling a straight character out of the closet in order to provide a possible love partner for Deke. Here are the next events on B&B. B&B spoilers. Brian Nicoletti joins cast. Bold and the Beautiful recently revealed that R.J. Forrester, the son of Rich Forrester and Brooke Logan, will return to the city this month. Joshua Hoffman will be replaced by Hollywood rookie Brian Nicoletti after the serial opera decided to recast the part. Does the recasting have a purpose? When RJ last visited Los Angeles, he was surprised to discover that his girlfriend Luna Nozawa was a serial killer. To make matters worse, she also had an affair with Zen Forrester, his cousin. After the truth about Luna was revealed, RJ disappeared, and we all believed he had checked himself into some kind of "I dated a serial killer" therapy retreat. BNB spoilers. Is RJ changing teams? Rumors about Bold and the Beautiful suggest that RJ Forrester may be Deke Sharp's new romantic interest. RJ was very straight when we last saw him, but he might have completely given up on women after being scarred by Luna Nozawa. Some fans believe that's why Brian Nicoletti was cast in the role. Fans may have found it difficult to accept the character's interest in men after witnessing Joshua Hoffman romance the women. Do you believe Deke is attractive enough to encourage the prodigal son of Rich Forrester to come out of the closet? If there aren't any other homosexual males on the soap opera, who will Deke ever date? The week of January 26th to 30th. 3 stunning and audacious moments. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, there will be 3 key scenes next week. Fans can anticipate Ivy Forrester spying on Dylan from January 26th to 30th. Electra Forrester's ambitions are derailed by Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Additionally, Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp share a kiss. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's twist. Let's begin with Steffi, who informs us that Electra's travel plans have changed. Ivy had originally planned to travel to San Francisco with Electra, but Steffi informs Electra that she will accompany her instead. Electra is not at all offended by the change in plans. The young woman sees it as an opportunity to strengthen her familial ties and learn from Steffi. Dylan's disobedience. Electra explicitly said that Dylan was expected to remain in her apartment while she was away. The jewelry designer does not want Dylan and will Spencer to ever grow too close. But in one scenario, Will and Dylan are by themselves on the couch. They begin to lean in for a kiss at one point. Ivy Forrester's startling observation. The Bold and the Beautiful teasers for the week of January 26th indicate that Ivy will be featured in yet another crucial scene. It appears that Ivy chose to remain in Los Angeles in order to closely monitor Dylan. But Ivy discovers something terrifying when she peers through the beach house window. Ivy glances away abruptly as she recoils from Will and Dylan's near kiss. Will Ivy tell Electra about this or keep it a secret? Ivy confronting Will and Dylan might exacerbate the situation. Deacon Sharp's kiss. Lastly, Sheila Carter Sharp is betrayed by Deacon. In the end, the psychologist returns the man's kiss. Sheila continues to tell everyone how amazing Taylor is in the interim. Sheila attributes her marriage's survival to Taylor. Sheila will eventually learn the truth, despite everyone's best efforts to conceal Deacon and Taylor's romance. Will she actually attack Taylor as people think when that occurs? Or has Sheila been rehabilitated long enough to respond in a typical manner? During the week of January 26, 2026, whose plot are you most excited to see? First, Steffi as the firewall between Taylor and Disaster. Steffi's interactions with Deacon and Taylor are not coincidental. She is specifically given the roles of gatekeeper and doomsday prophet by the authors. She is the only one to publicly state what everyone else is thinking but refusing to acknowledge. Taylor and Deacon are already emotionally involved. Sheila lacks the stability to deal with the fact someone will suffer bodily harm in addition to emotional harm. Steffi is no longer acting like a worried daughter. She is managing risks. Her advice to Deacon, "Do not incite a crazy woman," is essentially the arc's central argument. Sheila is portrayed in the episode as a dormant weapon with Deacon or Taylor acting as the trigger. What matters structurally is that Steffi is addressing both sides of the possible liaison. She's giving clear warnings. This implies that she turns into the "I told you so" type when catastrophe strikes later. A kidnapping is the traditional soap opera setup for it. A shooting, or a significant disappearance. In order for the viewer to view Sheila's eventual breakdown as inevitable rather than startling, the play is obviously creating the moral and legal foundation. 2. Hope crossing the line equals narrative permission slip. Hope's visit to Taylor is a significant event that appears insignificant at first. According to soap opera logic, Hope, Deacon's daughter, has openly supported her father's love future with his therapist. This is important for 2 reasons. A. Deacon can now persuade himself that his daughter is in favor of it, which emotionally clears him. His family wants him to be content. Sheila is the only person he is betraying. B. It takes away Taylor's final line of defense. She can no longer act as though this is merely clinical, expert, biased. Hope actually stated, "Someone like you," which is a proxy-delivered amorous invitation. From a literary perspective, this is the point at which the show allows itself to completely transgress the therapist/patient boundary in the future. The ethical debate disappears once family members support it. Just the risk is left, which is just what the authors desire. Third, the Dylan, Will, and Electra triangle is now official. The subtext is finally translated into text in this episode. When Electra confronts Dylan, the plot transitions from eerie vibes to a true triangle. Important structural cues. Dylan and Will had supper together. Dylan resides in Will's house. Dylan is taking care of the house. Dylan is currently looking for work close to Will. Electra has now established a border. That is the traditional checklist for the soap triangle. This one is risky because Dylan isn't yet portrayed as blatantly evil. She is courteous. Thank you. Susceptible. Broken. Unstable in the workplace. This implies that the audience will be split when she finally breaches a true line, with half of them viewing her as manipulating. She will appear desperate to half. B&B particularly enjoys playing the role of a stalker, a seductress, or an arc of slow-burning obsession. Electra's statement that what happened last night can never happen again is code for it will absolutely happen again. Even terrible. 4. Steffi silently managing Dylan's future despite its seeming insignificance. The reception desk subplot is crucial. Steffi, Jamie has already been assigned. Dylan is being prepared for an internship. Is keeping an eye on Dylan's living circumstances. Is controlling Electra's demands. Dylan's entire home and work environment is being efficiently engineered by Steffi. This implies that Steffi will feel accountable if Dylan spirals later. Electra will put the blame on herself. Will is going to get caught in the middle. This is a long-term chessboard layout, not haphazard logistics. 5th, Deacon is already emotionally cheating. The scene with Steffi is important because Deacon unintentionally reveals the truth. Taylor's made a profound difference in my life. This is not language used by therapists. That's the language of romantic attachment. The show makes it obvious that he is already emotionally attached, even if he can deny desiring an affair all he wants. He's already daydreaming. In his mind, he already prefers Taylor to Sheila. Because of this, Sheila's final response will not only be about jealousy but also about betrayal and humiliation. The two things Sheila has historically reacted to the most fiercely. The big picture. Every plot is about boundaries being crossed. Boundary erosion is the overarching subject of this episode, as Taylor crosses professional boundaries. Hope transcends the limits of family. Deacon transgressing the bounds of marriage. Dylan transgressing national boundaries. Will transgress the limits of a partnership. Steffi is attempting to maintain her composure. Every plot revolves around someone exclaiming, "This shouldn't be happening," and then carrying on. It makes it clear where this is going. Strategic forecast. Deacon-Taylor Sheila arc. This concludes with a physical altercation based solely on soap opera building, not fan speculation, or a disappearance, or a scenario with hostages. Steffi will be in charge of the rescue or investigation due to her constant warnings. The Will Electra Dylan arc concludes with Dylan initiating contact. Will is hesitant. Electra feels deceived. And the emotional void is filled by RJ Forrester. RJ's timing is not coincidental. In the event that Will loses Electra, he is the narrative substitute. Dylan's trajectory. Dylan is described as being alone, desperate for money, emotionally invested, residing in a borrowed area. B&B specifically employs that profile for obsessive characters, or unfortunate adversaries. She won't leave quietly. Final evaluation. This episode is infrastructure, not transitional. The authors are giving Deacon and Taylor emotional legitimacy, putting Steffi in the role of Cassandra. The Will Electra Dylan triangle is formalized. Dylan is given roots within the painting, and eliminating any moral justification that might stop further turmoil. To put it narratively, every safety rail is being taken down. The show will no longer ask if something will go wrong going forward. The only thing left to do is figure just how brutally they will fail. Feeling renewed energy. Even though she doesn't consciously want RJ, the narrative tension is already there. As a result, if Will gets fired, Electra will spend more time with RJ, working closely with him. trading emotional space, depending on him for help. In his presence, she was analyzing her feelings. This is how soap triangles are made. Not by lying, by being near. It makes perfect sense for Will to lose his job because it would trigger multiple storylines at once. Because it affects multiple characters. It simultaneously detonates several arcs. 1. Will's identity crisis. He becomes less independent. His professional path. His separation from his parents. His sense of purpose. He reverts to being just Bill's son. Just Katie's boy again. Just a Spencer, not his own man. 2. Elektra loses her emotional shift when she communicates with Will on a daily basis. They collaborate. Their everyday routine. Their stability. Spending more time with RJ is beneficial to her. A new emotional base. A new potential love interest. A new internal conflict. 3rd. RJ's rise to power. He acquires FC space. The importance of narrative. A romantic storyline. A rival. An excuse to stay in the middle. 4. As the Spencer-Forrester war heats up, Bill has a personal grievance. There is another reason to assault Ridge. One more reason to demolish FC. A greater emotional commitment to the dispute. This is not just a dismissal. It serves as a plot trigger. The real irony is that Will is more disposable than he thinks because he earned his position. He proved what he was capable of. He is well respected. He's safe. But according to Forrester logic, that is meaningless. Because Will's biggest mistake was thinking he was an employee. He isn't. He serves as a symbol. A symbol of Ridge's power. A symbol of Bill's shame. An indication that Spencer has infiltrated. A symbol of Logan's hardship. Furthermore, symbols are always the first items sacrificed. It's clear that the program is heading toward RJ Forrester and Elektra, becoming the next generation, couple from a long-term narrative perspective. Elektra Forrester. A new legacy pairing. A new romantic center. A new couple from the Forrester household. Thus, narratively, Will Spencer is at the wrong place. Logan is in his rightful place. Spencer books. Perhaps a scheme involving Katie and Bill. No, not at Forrester Creations. Not in a romantic Forrester way either. Final prediction. Will gets fired, but it won't look like RJ's fault. The bold and the beautiful won't have RJ openly say, "Fire Will so I can date Elektra." Instead, it will go like this. RJ exhibits discomfort at work. Ridge senses the tension. Concerns regarding conflicts of interest are raised by Steffi. Forrester leadership reviews Will's position. Corporate excuses are presented. Will is quietly freed. Ridge behaves in a professional manner. Bill loses it. Elektra feels regret. RJ offers support. Emotional limits are ill-defined. The triangle begins. In a moment, Will Spencer is gone. Not because he was unsuccessful. Not because he did anything wrong. But he was blocking the romance of a Forrester heir. It's just my opinion. The underdogs rise on General Hospital, Young and Restless, BTG Days, and BMB. Moreover, no Spencer in The Bold and the Beautiful ever plays that role for very long. Fighting spirit, since it's so difficult to do in real life. It's fantastic when underdogs fight back in soap operas. They even triumph occasionally. Does Willow qualify as GH's underdog? Raised by her insane mother Harmony in the sexually aggressive Dawn of Day cult, she had a difficult beginning. When we first met her in 2018, she was a meek teacher who was grieving the child she had given up for adoption in a bereavement group with Michael, whose baby had died. After that, a lot of things happened, including Willow losing her children, being drawn into an affair with her husband's uncle Drew, and learning that Drew had sex with her biological mother, Nina, shortly before Willow was set to marry him. That makes her an underdog in my opinion. Did Willow go too far in her retaliation by shooting the repulsive Drew? Naturally. But when Willow broke into the Quartermaine mansion to tamper with Michael and Sasha's infant in order to get Sasha to leave town, it definitely hinted that Willow was becoming crazy. Although no one is positive that she did it, it served as a warning to viewers that something wasn't quite right with saintly Nurse Tate. The recently released woman pretended to have a stroke by injecting a needle into Drew's neck after being found not guilty. It was successful. Lucas. Drew's motor and language centers were affected by a massive ischemic stroke. Kai. What does that mean, Willow? Drew had a serious stroke. Elizabeth. I'm so sorry. Willow fell into Elizabeth's arms, sobbing so loudly that everyone in Beecher's corners could hear her. A full recovery is unlikely. That girl is totally dedicated to the role. Do Willow's actions make sense in light of Drew's heinous behavior? Not in a church pew, not in a court of law. However, the responses in the Port Charles area suggest that she is doing well. Don't worry about Drew, said Ava. Tracy. As my late husband Luke used to say, karma's a bitch, and it finally came for Drew. Even Nina felt compelled to remind Willow that she doesn't truly love Drew following her daughter's Emmy-worthy cries at the hospital. Heaven won't take him and hell is full. You only married him to prove your innocence and get your children back, Nina said. Willow. I just want to make sure my husband gets the treatment he deserves. Mission accomplished. Nurse Ratchet. Don't let sympathy morph into forgiving. Sheila from B&B, however, does not qualify as an underdog. Sheila. Maybe we could have a moment to talk. Deke, about? You can't abduct, shoot, set fire to, and or murder all the people Sheila has and then be all boo-hoo my husband's kids don't like me. How much your dad and I love each other? Sheila asked. What? Even those who are desperate to stay with their partners don't talk like that. Sheila appears needy and depressed, which is exactly what she should be, because of her insistence on how committed she and Deacon are to one another. She is insane if she ever believed that Deacon's children would accept their father's marriage to a murderer, and she outdid her coverage of that union. Hope? I am trying to get my dad out of this marriage because we both know what Sheila is capable of. Steffi. He made his bed and now he has to sleep in it, with Sheila and her 8 toes. Ha! Bravo to B&B for transforming Deacon from the Y&R slimeball, who assisted Diane in staging her death, into a respectable man who might be deserving of Taylor. Taylor is undoubtedly an underdog after decades of being mistreated and deceived by Ridge. Ridge also made fun of Eric Forrester. Health concerns notwithstanding, he is set to return to Katie's new company, Logan. Eric. They put me out to pasture and drove me from my own company. They are the ones that created this. Go get him, Eric. They're going to have the shock of their lives.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.